Vijayam Kartha, ma'am, is an educational consultant with a post-graduation and MA. She is also a trainer. She is part of Initiatives of Change, a worldwide movement of people who believe that personal change leads to societal change. She strongly believes in the power of value-based quality education to transform society, as well as teachers' crucial role in nation building. She, along with a few of her friends in IOPC, is pursuing a dream of reinventing schools, rebuilding the world. During her 30 plus years career, Vijayam ma'am has redefined education in 9+ schools which she was associated with. As a principal of one of the largest schools in Jamshedpur, Jharkhand, and later as founder trustee cum vice chairman of Kerala Public School Trust, a chain of 9 schools, she tried to build a harmonious balance between academics and sense of compassion and social responsibility towards our society. And not only towards our society, but also towards environment and the entire ecosystem. Some of these activities included village development program, rural school adoption, free education of slum children in the English medium school campuses during its free hours, camp schools for out-of-school tribal girls, environment conservation activities, and many more. For all the above work, as well as for many innovative practices like invigilator-less examinations, she has won 6 national awards, including the National Award for Teachers from the Government of India, which is also known as the President Award for Teachers, as well as by many reputed non-governmental organizations like the Confederation of Indian Industry, Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, and many, many more. Her work for the underprivileged children for society has been lauded by the visiting UNICEF and World Bank teams. At the local level too, she has won many accolades from the Rotary Club, Lions Club, and many other NGOs. This was a brief introduction of ma'am. I also have the elaborate introduction that ma'am has sent to me, but if I read that, I think we'll take up all the time in knowing ma'am and ma'am's work. So we are extremely thankful to you, ma'am, and delighted that you are present with us today on this day, particularly this year, which has been extremely challenging for all educators. Over to you, Vijayam ma'am. We are waiting to hear your thoughts on believing in the importance of change and improvement, because that's what we have seen in the last 6 months.
Thank you so much, Kalyani, for that warm welcome and those beautiful words of introduction. It's a privilege for me to be with you. I thank you for this opportunity to interact with your teachers. And yeah, what different times we are meeting. They say every cloud has a silver line. So the silver line for teachers is like within last 6 months, we had a tremendous growth in terms of attitude, skills, and knowledge. We have enhanced, we have improved in all these 3 fields in the last 6 months. Maybe 6 months back, if Kalyani had suggested to the teachers, can we have an online webinar for students or online class, teachers would have been up in arms against you. We don't want to do all that. And now you see how it has become so easy for us. So sometimes, like when you look at things, for everything, you will find something wonderful. And a happy Teachers Day to each one of you. I know how you must be missing that day in your school campus when children come to you, greeting you with flowers, beautiful cards, beautiful words. So, but then again, this platform has given us an opportunity to exchange ideas and all. And a huge appreciation for the way every teacher in this country or maybe across the world have risen to the occasion and have gone out of their comfort level to make education or make teaching learning available for the students. Salute you and thank you. So today the topic Kalyani has suggested to me is believing in the power of improvement and change. So I would love to love it if it can be a little bit interactive. So do you think so you can put this thing on your chat or you can just share? Chat will become difficult for me to keep pace with, or unless somebody is ready to read it out for me.
I will read it now.
Okay, Kalyan. So my question is it necessary to change? Is there a need to change? How many of you feel you can put up your hands also? There's a need to change or no need to change? There is a need to change. Is there a need to improve? Why? Aren't you good enough? Aren't you good enough that you want to change? Hmm? Is it because you are not good enough you want to change, or you want to change to keep pace with the times? Yes. For example, in Alice in Wonderland, there's a beautiful statement. Somewhere it is said that I have to keep running in my place to keep pace with I'm forgetting that sentence. That means I have to keep running in my own place. Wherever I am, I have to keep running to be successful to, keep pace with the changing world. And what better example than this epidemic, this pandemic? This pandemic has really compelled us to reflect on the need for change. And as teachers, I think we have to change every other day because the children, every generation changes. And, with that, their attitudes and their value system change. So we also have to keep pace with them. But certain things never change. The other day, I was addressing a group of standard 9 and 10 students in one of the leading schools of Hyderabad. A friend had invited me. I thought I am not relevant to that crowd. I am in the 60s and they are in their not even 20s. They are teenagers. But I was very pleasantly surprised when the children were not leaving me. 1 hour passed, 30 minutes passed. After 1 hour, 45 minutes, we had to tell them, okay, we'll have another session. The session, which was supposed to be for 1 hour, it extended to 45 minutes more. So I asked, what is the reason? So the principal told me like they enjoyed the session very much. To them, for some of them, it was the best so far. So I asked, what made it best? Because I think I am not. I still was feeling I was not relevant. So the answer was very simple. The children said she listened to us and she answered every question patiently. So whatever be the generation, every generation's requirements, certain requirements never change. They want to be listened to, they want to be cared for, they want to be attended to. These, when we were children, we also wanted that. Am I right? We all wanted our teachers, our elders to care for you, to listen to us. Certain things don't change. Even the way we look at children also doesn't change. See, it seems Plato or Socrates, it is attributed to either of them, both of them. It said in the 420 BC, they said, what is happening to present day youth? They run riot on the streets. They don't listen to the elders. If this is going, what will happen to the youth, etc. It an Egyptian tomb, 6,000 years old, same. Some people say, no, these are not correct. These were words written by somebody in the 1900s. Imagine 1900s. They were talking about children who were running riot on the streets, children who were tyrants, children who never listened to their elders and the teachers. Don't we still say the same things? about the present generation also. Am I right? Once we become teachers, we also say the same thing. And I can see many young teachers in this group. I'm sure 10 years back, your parents said the same thing about you. Am I right? 10 years back, your parents said, what is happening to you? When I was a child, it was like this, it was like this, and you used to protest. And I won't be surprised if many of you are using the same things about saying the same things about present generation. Am I right? How many of us say, yeah, I can accept, I can understand? Very few of us can accept and understand. Many times I tell my friends in education, I say, one great mistake we commit is once we grow up, we forget that once upon a time we were children, we were students. We forget, and we are so conditioned that we start emulating some of our teachers. Many times, some of the teachers not about whom we were very fond of. Surprisingly, sometimes we emulate and unconsciously we emulate the teachers whom we did not like. Unconsciously, it happens. Some of us emulate the teachers we love. So there is a need for change every day. Last 6 months, we learned so many technologies. This Meet and Zoom and all were Greek and Latin to us. Now we know we are so adapted. You know, so change is the only constant, they say. So we have to change. Why should we improve? Because again, everyday life throws up many challenges. This challenge came out of the blue, and it has thrown many people out of balance also. People have committed suicide. The moment they came to know they are affected by COVID, there were youngsters who committed suicide, whereas there were people who were in their 90s, 98, 99-year-old came back safe from the hospital. So we have to improve if we want to be happier, if we want to be more satisfied, if we want to earn more money, we have to improve. I want a better job. I want a promotion. I want more money. But my attitude, skills, and knowledge will remain the same. How can it happen? If you want promotion, if you want better salary, if you want better prospects, you have to better your attitude, skills, and knowledge also. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Today, I thought of sharing a few tools which can help you to change your attitude, skills, and knowledge. Very simple things, not framed by Vijayam Kartha, as per research. So a lot of research is taking place across the world on all positive psychology they talk about. No, so a lot of 1 second. So let us see what positive psychology tell us. As per research, what are those practices which will help us to improve ourselves, to change for the better? So I'm going to talk about 5 practices which are very, very simple, which anybody can do. Start right from this moment. So these are 5. So let me, like a good teacher, let me say what are the 5. The first one is the power of a smile. Second one, the power of being kind and loving. The third is the power of gratitude. And the fourth one is power of affirmations. And the fifth one is reflective practices. So I will go one by one. Please feel free to stop me and ask me questions. So the most important thing, if you want to change and improve, start smiling more. Very simple. Whenever you remember this sentence, smile. It's very beautifully said. Fake it to make it. Fake it to make it. Pretend it to achieve it. What does it mean? So even if you are not happy, pretend to be happy. Bring a smile. Just now, bring a smile and see whether there is a change in your body, in your brain. Just see. Does it change? Absolutely. You can immediately see you are relaxed. That smile makes you relax. So there is so much of research which was done in this field, and it says it gives us the same happiness as receiving $25,000 or eating 2,000 chocolates whatever happiness you will get, attest 2000 chocolates will not make you happy. Sorry, can you just so 2000 chocolates at the same time will make you omit. I'm talking about the happiness if it increases. Same way, uh, mm, it says this that happiness can be equivalent when you get $25,000 in your hand. That smile, when they did some research, this is what was found. So imagine, and what else smile can do? When you smile at a person, you become close to that person. That person feels that, oh, here is an amiable person, person who is kind, who is good. So have a smile all the time in your on your face, which will help you to change. It says the smile changes your neurons. So slowly you will become more and more positive. So number one is what? To change, be smiling more often. And it's look at that. See, children are happy. You know how many times they smile a day? Minimum 400 times it seems. And adults hardly 14 percentage of the time. Look at the difference. So maybe we can adopt it as a personal philosophy from today and tell our please share this information with your students in your online classes. Children, why should you be smiling? It will make you more endearing to people. It will help you to be more positive. It will remove depression, etc., etc. What can be the so first is smile. Second is being kind and loving. There is again a lot of research has happened, and it says being kind makes you happier. Being kind makes the giver more happier than the receiver. When you are kind to a person, that person is happy, but research has found out that in effect it makes the giver happier. So when I reach out to a person, I am happier. When I help a person, I am happier. So you are, producing happy hormones in your body, which will inspire you to be kinder more and more. The more kind you are, there will be more and more people who will love and appreciate you. The more people love and appreciate you, you may be getting, you stand better chances of promotion, better chances of a salary increase, because you are doing a good job. Your boss is happy with your work. They feel you are adding value to the institution. So being loving and kind help you to be a better person, to improve your not only your face value, your SQ, your EQ, it increases. Spiritual quotients and the emotional quotients also, it will improve. And they say now how to do it. Some of us, somebody I read, someone had suggested this practice. Decide to do a 5 minutes favor every day. Every day you decide, I will, without forgetting, do a favor for somebody for 5 minutes. It can be appreciating a colleague, it can be appreciating a stranger, a friend, a student, it can be appreciating your maid, helping, giving 100 rupee note to the security guard to buy some sweets because it's a celebration for you, or giving a hot cup of tea to the person who had come with the courier person. This thing can be endless. I still remember last Diwali, one old man had come to clean the cobwebs and all from the society side. So he was right from the morning, he must have been cleaning. When he came home, I said, you sit down, you must be working right from morning, let me give you a cup of tea. So he was hesitating to sit at my dining table. I said, why can't you sit? You sit down at my dining table. So he reluctantly sat down. I gave him some snacks and a cup of tea he had. And he told me something. He said, ma'am, सुबह से मैं यही काम कर रहा हूँ, कोई घर में किसी ने कुछ भी नहीं पूछा मुझसे. I asked him, where do you live? Who all are at home? Some, like small conversation. And with so much of love, you prepared this tea and the snacks for me. I'm so grateful. My son is into, he's an air condition mechanic. Please give me your phone number. I want to tell him to come and do a free service of your air condition. This thing. I said, I don't need it. I never expected. So I did it because it gave me happiness. So you don't know, small acts, such acts can create so much of happiness. I remember making my granddaughter. We stay in a colony where every Diwali we give gifts to all the security guards and all the people who work. So this time I made my granddaughter give these gifts to them. What a joy on my granddaughter's face and the receiver's face. Everyone was blessing my granddaughter with, long life, happiness. So, these are things which I feel, invaluable in life. We can do it. So, make it a point to ensure that we will give happiness, bring happiness to someone, more than one, for 5 minutes a day. And you just see how your life changes. You won't believe, there is hardly any day in my life when I don't get an appreciation from somebody or other. Someone will say something nice to me, some message, something will come to me. Most of the time, I feel I don't deserve it. I often love to quote this sentence: I have reaped more than I have sowed. I have reaped more than I have sowed. I am drinking from the saucer, my cup is overflowing. I love to quote this. I am forever drinking from my saucer because I know as long as I am alive, I will never get to drink from the cup because my cup is forever overflowing. And on this Teachers' Day, I wish each and every one of you, may your cups overflow. May you drink only from the saucer. And I think that is possible because I feel, because of the small things which I have done in my life, I keep doing in my life without any expectation of return. I enjoy it. I enjoy, giving a hug to my maid once in a while and tell her, you, without you, what would I have done in my life? You bring so much of joy and value to my life. I tell her. She first time when I hugged her, she was going like this. How can the madam hug a maid? So I get so much of love from all these things, and I see that is all coming back to me in many fold. So the second practice which we can do is be loving and be kind. Use that word love and kindness so much more in your classrooms, at your home, so that kindness and love become a day-to-day word for all of you, your family, in your classroom, so that the more we are familiar with a word, we use it more. And I love this quote, which I have read somewhere: whatever be the question, love is the answer. Am I right? Whatever be the question, love is the answer. Whether it is your children, the maid, or anybody getting angry on you, also being loving, a loving response is the answer. It will create more happiness for you. If you don't want to keep it, somebody said, for every question, love or kindness is the answer. If you don't want to be loving, be kind. Be kindness to be the answer. So first one is smile. Second one is being kind and loving. Third one is again so easy, being grateful. My life has taught me this: the more you say thank you, universe offers you more and more opportunities to say thank you. This is what I have learned from my life. The more I say thank you, universe offers me more and more opportunities to say thank you. And research corroborates it. Research says even writing three things you are grateful for the day. Every day, if you write three things I am grateful for today, research says it can make you happier manyfold. It can bring you better physical and mental health. It can make you a more lovable person. It can relieve your stress. because you are not looking at the scarcity angle, you are looking at the abundance angle. So you start, when you are grateful, you are operating from a space of abundance, not out of scarcity. There may be so many things lacking in our life, but can we be grateful? Can we be mindful of all the things which are so wonderful? See, the epidemic is there, but see, we are so fortunate to be interacting like this. Look at those children who don't have even a smartphone to log into to attend his school online classes. Imagine the people who are on the road who do not have a roof above their head, who don't have 3 square miles to meals to eat. So we are so much better off. So count your blessings, have a gratitude journal every day. Write 3 things. Today I'm grateful to so and such thing, this incident, whatever. Research says you will see. Do it for 21 days and you see how your life changes for the better. So that is the third thing. Now, fourth is affirmation. See, whatever sentences which starts with the word I am are so powerful. For example, if you say I'm lazy, I'm good for nothing, I am fat, I'm not lovable. You know, most of, I don't know, how many of us use such negative sentences with I am? Anybody? Once upon a time, I used to use it all the time. I am shy. I am not confident. You know, my affirmation used to be like that without me knowing. I am so happy that none of us use that. You are all positive people. Wonderful. I'm sure you must be under a leader like Kalyani ma'am. You have to be positive. She is a positivity incarnate, whatever I know about her. So, what are affirmations? The sentences which you start with I am are very powerful. They become your destiny. Once upon a time, I kept on saying, I'm shy, I'm not good enough, and so on. And I was like that. The day I started reading, I understanding, reflecting, turned, I changed my vocabulary and I started saying, I'm smart, I'm confident, I'm good. I saw the change in my life. This has to be told to your children. They may not share it with you. Most of the children suffer from absolute low self-esteem. How many of you had suffered from low self-esteem in your growing up years? Anybody? Yes, I know. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. I suffered from terrible low self-esteem. I thought I'm good for nothing. I thought nobody loves me. Whereas that was not the truth. During the teenage, we all have this habit of becoming, sort of becoming masochist. Sort of, we say we are not good enough, and we sort of indulge in that self-pity. Many of your children are doing that. Please stop them. Later, it can lead to depression, stress, so much, and So, as teachers, we have the power to change the children's attitude. Tell them whatever you say, starting with I am, it should be positive. If the child says I am shy, tell the child don't say I am shy. Teach him to say I am improving upon my confidence levels. I am working on my confidence levels. If the child says I am scared, tell the child no, don't say that. Tell him to say that I'm overcoming. I'm putting in effort to overcome my fears. I am becoming better and better. So affirmations are very powerful. So in my school, in the 90s, I was the principal from 1991 to 2000. Imagine 20 years back, we used to have this system of after every period, our children used to stand up and repeat a set of affirmations, age appropriate affirmations. For example, a nursery lower KG, it will be I love myself, I love my parents, I love my teachers, etc. etc. When they come to higher classes, we are I am born for a higher purpose, to that level. So there will be 5 6 sentences after every period. The children will stand up and recite together, put their hands on their chest or with the with the folded hands, followed by 2 minutes of meditation. So 3 minutes. So how it helped the school? 3 minutes absolute silence in the campus. Teachers get time to move from class to class. That is the time maximum noise is there, and the teachers can also join in the meditation. Teachers also get 2 minutes breathing time. And children told me, even now many of my alumni tell me, ma'am, that has made a lot of difference in my life. Why did we do that? Our students came from lower strata of society, and the parents kept on telling them that you are not good enough. Even many of the teachers also said you are not good enough, indirect messages. So I wanted my children to grow up with that faith in themselves, belief in themselves that I am good enough. Let the whole world say I'm not good enough. For me, I am good enough. So that still small voice, if somebody says you are not good enough, every day 6 times you are repeating, I am good, I love myself. That small voice will remind him, no, 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 you are good enough. So that has stayed. Even now our schools have that. So affirmations, and there are so many books on affirmations. If those who are interested, please read some good articles or read some books to know more about affirmations and visualizations. So the first was smile, second was being loving and kind, third was affirmations. So these affirmations we can also use, we can make our children use. So the third one was gratitude, and fourth one is affirmation. Now the last one is reflective practices. Reflective practices means I include two things under it. One is mindfulness practice. Again, research across the world says mindfulness have multiple benefits. It can help you in your improving your physical, mental, emotional, and intellectual health. And silence is associated with hippocampus, the seat of learning and memory. Imagine every day if your school starts with a 5 minutes meditation, right from the principal to the security guard to the ayahs to the children and the teachers, just sit down for 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, and observe their breathing. Nothing else. That is the simplest form of meditation. There can be many more. So what will happen early in the morning? 1 second, Rabi. So I fan of Karna. Uh, so, uh, sorry. So, early in the morning, we are all in a hurry to reach the school. Not now, even now, maybe to some extent, you will be busy cooking and then running for online classes. So, we all come with so much of stress and strain. And the morning after the assembly, if you sit in the classroom and 5 minutes, just focus on your breathing, it can calm your mind. And research says that it can improve your physical health, says that it has the capacity to reverse heart ailments. Can you believe that? If you have got any relatives or friends suffering from heart diseases, tell them to look up the internet. It says it can reverse heart ailments. Mindfulness practice, starting with 5 minutes, it can be 20 minutes or half an hour, but at least 5 minutes. And it relieves stress. It makes children compassionate. Not only children, all of us. It relieves stress, makes us more compassionate and kind. There are multiple benefits. So can we do it at with start with our own lives, start in our school, and you may feel many people understand the benefits of mindfulness, but they find it very difficult. So I will suggest you some easy ways to do it. The easiest way, somebody I learned it from my friend Malti. She read it somewhere. She says every time your phone bell rings, take a deep breath. That is mindfulness. Be aware of your breath every time the bell rings, or every time the doorbell rings. Take a deep breath. Be aware of the breath. So you can have anything, or every time I walk from my bedroom to my bathroom, I'll be mindful. One man went to a sannyasin and told him, I am so busy. He was a businessman. I am so busy. I don't have time to meditate. What do you suggest to me? So she said, oh, it's very simple. Don't find your time. Do you go from your bedroom to the bathroom? He said, yes. Do you walk from your house to your car? He said, yes. From the car to the office? He said, yes. He said, all those moments, be aware. be aware of your steps when you are walking, or chant a mantra. And later, this man went back to her and said, "Now I have got more than enough time for mindfulness practice and doing my prayers." So you can find out your own ways. As soon as you wake up from the bed, maybe 1 minute focusing on your breath. Before going to bed, 1 minute focus on your breath and a few affirmations. It was thank you for the gratitude, thank you for the wonderful day, and tomorrow is going to be still more wonderful. I'm looking forward. Miracles are happening all around me. You can do whatever you want to. You can speak. So mindfulness can be a powerful medium of change. Research says it can make you physically, mentally, emotionally healthy and compassionate. And another practice, and I will end there. If you have got any questions, I would like to listen. The last practice which I would like to say is start the morning with a mindfulness practice, end the school day with a 3 to 5 minutes quiet time practice. What is quiet time? Just sit quiet, ask children, right? Again, right from the principal to the security guard, everyone. You can have a board where if parents come, if it is not urgent, can have that this board on in front of you. If it is not urgent, can you wait for 5 minutes? We are observing quiet time. So that others also know, stakeholders know what you are doing. And what you can do, yeah, sit quietly and ask the children and the teachers to reflect on 2, 3 questions. Dr. Abdul Kalam has given such beautiful questions like, "What have I contributed to my community? Was I kind today?" And all. In my school, what I used to do, 3 questions, 4 questions. What am I grateful for today? So the children and the teachers, everyone has to write down, what am I grateful for today? Did I do some kind act today? Did I do something good today? Appreciate yourself. Oh, I helped somebody and I feel happy about it. Did I commit any mistake today? If yes, what am I going to do to put it right? I shouted at my maid, so I am going to go back and say sorry. Maybe I was rude to my husband. I am going to say sorry to him. I told my son to lay the table. He did not do it, so I was angry. But tomorrow I'm going to make him do. But I'm going to tell him I should not have shouted at you. I could have been more polite. So ask the children also to write. I will request 5 minutes. How many children can share? Children should share. Otherwise, there is no learning. So by turn, every day you can ask 2 children to stand up and share what they have written. So you have to model it first. And if the teacher models it, it itself can be a moral science class. For example, if I stand up and tell my children today, I shouted at my maid. I don't think I have any right to shout at her. I don't like to be shouted at. So she won't like to be shouted. I'm going to say sorry. I told my son to lay the table. He did not do it. So I'm teaching them 2 things: how to treat our maids, how to treat gender equality. Whether my son or daughter, they have to lay the table. They have to do everything. So 101 lessons can be taught through this 5 minutes sharing. So children also can be asked to share. No need to comment on their sharing. You can further ask questions. I think these are 5 powerful practices which can help you to improve your life and change for the better. Can you recollect what are the 5 things? Anybody unmute and speak? Please speak. Unmute and speak.
Yes, Ishita,
One,
go ahead.
Hmm.
yeah. Can I
Please
say?
speak.
Good morning, Yeah, everyone. the first one, power of one. Oh, The sorry. five Go ahead. practices are
I
giving
think
you
all of them are speaking. This is a class scene now.
One person put up your hand and we can.
Okay, Deepali, go ahead.
Tell me, Deepali.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Power of a smile,
Fine.
kind,
Okay. Second,
kind and loving,
being kind and love. Third,
gratitude, being
gratitude.
grateful,
Uh-uh. Fourth,
affirmation,
okay.
affirmation,
Hmm.
reflective practices,
Under reflective practices, what did I speak about?
mindfulness of practice,
Hmm. And
meditation,
practicing No, mindfulness and meditation are the same. Quiet time is different. Mindfulness
Okay.
is when you are a witness. You don't think. Mindfulness and meditation is when you stop thinking and observe your breathing or observe your steps, observe how you walk. There is walking meditation, eating meditation, and all. Quiet time is absolutely opposite of meditation. Quiet time is engaging with your thoughts. You are reflecting, what did I do right, what am I grateful for, what mistake did I commit, whether I should make a correction. How will it help especially the last one, quiet time, with these reflective questions? How will it help you to be better human beings? On a day-to-day basis, we are cleaning our inside. It's like cleaning your vessels every day. So every day you are cleaning, we are human beings. We will commit mistakes. Every day, correct that mistake and ask sorry, pardon me, or whatever. And again, so next time you will be more mindful. So it will definitely help you to be a better person. So it was wonderful talking to you. Do you have any questions? So again, let me repeat: smile. Second is, what is second? Or everyone has being kind and loving. Third,
Loving,
gratitude.
gratitude,
Gratitude.
Fourth is
affirmation,
affirmation. And fifth
reflective
is
practice,
reflective
reflective practice,
practices. What are the two things which come under reflective practices?
Mindfulness and
mindfulness and quiet.
Morning, 5 minutes mindfulness at home, in the school, if 5 minutes quiet time, or even at home. So you can decide now as a school whether you want to implement any one of these things in your school curriculum. The principal and you people can decide. So I will suggest, ideally, you should pick up two things to implement in the whole school if you really want to improve and change. And every teacher should take one additional practice which they will do in their life or in their classroom. This is a suggestion. Yeah, okay. So two things across the school which you can implement, which will help all the stakeholders, and one thing extra for my own benefit, for my own children. This is just a suggestion. It is for you to take a decision. Thank you so much. I enjoyed talking to you. I hope you got something from out of this thing. If you have got any questions, if there is time, Kalyani, I don't know what's the time.
Yes, ma'am.
So
So if
please
you
feel free to ask questions. You can write it on the chat box or you can unmute and speak.
yes, if
Or
you wish
any
to ask
comment
a
you have to
question,
make.
I think anybody with a question? Is it in the chat box? I think
Thank
they're
you.
still absorbing what you have suggested. Ma'am, I have a question. You have incorporated this innovative practice of invigilator-less examination in your school. It sounds like it gives a lot of freedom to the children and also a lot of anxiety to the teachers. But how did you make it happen, ma'am? How
So that
challenging it was and what benefits did everybody reap?
Yeah, I think I should give the context. One day we had a Chinmaya Mission Swamini whom we invited to talk on values to our students. So she was talking about values. So she asked my children, and I was sitting and listening. She asked my children, "Are you honest? Are you, kind? Are you compassionate?" So they all said, "Yes, yes, yes, ma'am." They all were raising her hands. So she asked a question: "Do you want to tell me that you are honest?" They said, "Yes, ma'am." So she asked, "Then why do you have invigilators for exams?" So the children said, "We don't want invigilators. Our principal and teachers want, to have invigilators." So at the end of the session, I went up on the stage and I asked my children, "Are you serious? You don't want invigilators? You will be honest enough to sit for examination without invigilators?" My children said in chorus, "Yes." I said, "Okay, then I am going to do it." So we introduced the invigilation let's exam. We gave a lot of thought to it. Many teachers objected. Their contention was like what you said, children will cheat. So I told them, children, many times our ex-students, alumni come back and say very gleefully, they tell us how they cheated in their exams. I'm sure, Kalyani, it happens in
Yes,
your school.
in fact, this was a revelation for me when my own son said that, do you know that everybody cheats?
Look
Don't
at that.
expect honest, every child to be honest. So I was, under the impression that, oh, my son, he would never do something like this. But then
So,
it is definitely revealing.
yeah. So I ask my teachers, very simple question. They sit under your nose and cheat and you are not able to catch them. At the same time, some teachers come to me after the exam with papers, ma'am, I think these two children have cheated because the answers are the same.
Yes, sir.
So we call the children and 99.9% the children will agree. With love and respect, you talk to them, they will say, yes, ma'am, we did it, we are sorry. And all. So what we did was, I announced the rules in the assembly. Rules were very strict. I said it will be voluntary. I will not compel anybody to sit for invigilation-less exams. Those who really want, they can sit. Number one. Second is, once you enter the classroom, you are not supposed to open your mouth, even to say good morning or thank you, or you are not even supposed to borrow a pen or pencil. The reason I told them, you may be requesting for a pencil, but the child who sits at the back will say you are asking help. So come, take your things and come. And if at all you have missed out something, in the corridor, in one corner, there will be a teacher. No teacher is supposed to sit outside also. And we did not have cameras, okay? And no teacher was supposed to sit outside. In one corner, she will be sitting. The children can't see her, she can't see the children. If at all you have a problem, you can step out of the room and go to the teacher. And the first 15 minutes, teachers are available when we distribute the question papers and ask them reading time. You have any doubts about the questions and will be asked. So the children, so 99.9% children don't need your help. So if they don't have pencil and pen, that time only they ask. So the rule was you can't even open your mouth. And I used to tell them, if you open your mouth, if any student in that class comes and reports to me, ma'am, these two children have cheated, I will have to take serious action. And what should be the punishment? 0 in every subject. So the children agreed. So I said, in your report card, you will get 0. I'm saying you are taking that sort of responsibility. So we agreed. So we started having it. You won't believe 77% of our children used to sit for invigilation-less exam. What were the benefits? Teachers' workload came down. That was the greatest benefit. Teachers could sit and for 3 hours the day, they could sit and do their work, number one. Most intangible benefit was it increased the self-confidence of my children. The children felt so good about themselves. In 1995, a child wrote a small article on invigilation exam in the Telegraph newspaper. She said how it is giving her a lot of self-esteem and confidence. At least 3, 4 of my ex-students have told me when they were interviewed for admissions in higher institutes or for jobs, when they were asked, can you think about some practice or something which has stayed with you, something? They said they have all shared that they were part of the invigilation-less exam and they felt they got a little better recognition because of that. People felt this person can be trusted. So, and now you will ask me whether there were not cheating cases. Yes, every time there will be 3, 4 children who will be cheating, and the others will bring them to us. Because every class you will see there are children who are absolutely honest. And maximum of them who enter this class are absolute honest ones. And they don't like to see dishonesty. So I don't reveal the person's name who has reported. So that person will come and tell me, these 2 children in the classroom were cheating. So I used to call them and I used to ask them. Again, we had such a wonderful rapport relationship between the principal, teachers and the students. Most of the time they will agree. Sometimes they won't agree. I remember one case when that child stood to his ground. He said, I haven't cheated, ma'am. The chit was found on his desk. He said, I haven't put it there. I tried my level best. He said, no, ma'am, no. Ultimately, I told him, See, Robin, I believe you. I trust you. When you say so vehemently that you haven't cheated, I trust you and I'm sorry for this trouble. Please go. And I'm sure that child must have learned the greatest lesson in his life. How, if he has done a mistake, he would have been repentant to the court. If he hadn't done a mistake, he would have felt happy that how he could stand his ground. So even now, there are children who sometimes cheat. But again, next time when they come to me, I give them again an opportunity. And in my life, in my tenure as principal of 10 years, 9 to 10 years, I had dismissed only 2 children in my life because I have always believed dismissing children is not the school's job. Mending, taking care of them is our job. Making their life is my job. But these 2 children, I had to send them out. You know why? These 2 children opted for invigilationless exam and they cheated first time. I gave them 0. I forgave them. Second time, again, they wanted to sit for the exam. I told them, if I am allowing you, I trust you again. People can commit mistake. But if you do it again 0, and third time you will be dismissed from the school. I told the child, I told their parents. Third time, if you are caught cheating, you will be dismissed. These 2 children did it third time. I had to dismiss them with a heavy heart. I don't think I did something wrong, but I was not happy doing it. I had to do it because if I hadn't done it, my children would have lost trust on me. Ma'am will say something, but she won't do. So I told them, I'm not doing it happily. I'm doing it with a big, heavy heart. Go wherever you go, be good, do well. I'm sorry. So this thing happened, but I still feel it's worth taking up this trouble. But please orient your teachers and children for that. And it should start from a space of trust. I trust my children. I think I trust everyone under the sky, unless that person behaves in a different way to me. Even then, if he says sorry, I am ready to forgive him and start it all over again. So our instinct, our conscience keeps, our intuition keeps guiding us. So I feel, Kalyani, this is something, if we want our children to be honest, trustworthy, and all, how will they learn unless we give them opportunities? We tell them, you should be trustworthy, but we don't give them an opportunity to prove their, trust and their integrity and their, honesty. If you want them to be honest, give them an opportunity and see. So, but these rules have to be documented properly, shared with parents, and very clear voluntary basis. I had a teacher who could inspire 58 children of her class to sit for an invigilational exam. Imagine the commitment of that teacher. So the teacher said she could inspire them and not even a single child cheated from her class. That is the power each one of us has. Thank you, Kalyani. Any other question? Did it?
Someone has written something beautiful for you. I will read it out. Ma'am, you are just great, very kind and humble. Sankit attended the ETST seminar at Panchgani once.
Okay.
He knows you very well. You were our group leader, and we are very much grateful to have you as our leader. You took care of us like a mother, and I learned many life lessons from you with your stories. And I'm very happy to see you on this day, and I'm starting my day with a great teacher I have ever met.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Wow, you made my day. Thank you.
And every teacher here has mentioned that they have learned so much in this 1 hour with your sharings of these valuable experiences.
Thank you. And one more thing I would like, if you have a question, otherwise I wanted to share something. Any question, Kalyani?
No, ma'am. We are just all inspired listening to you. 1 hour is not enough, ma'am.
Okay.
Sanika ma'am has mentioned here.
I think it's 11:45. I should be stopping. No, we started at 10 o'clock, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share this with you. For me, my Teachers' Day is more important than my birthday or my wedding anniversary day or anything. You know why? It takes me 2 to 3 days to respond to the messages which I get from my ex-students through Messenger, Facebook, email, calls. Like during the last 1 hour, I received at least there were 3 phone calls. Then I gave my phone to my husband. I said, now I don't want to be disturbed. So, so many children reach out to me, even though it has been 20 years. I was the principal only till 2000. Then I went on to become a trustee and a director and all. So what I want to say is, my dear friends, don't please understand that, oh, what does it mean she was such an excellent teacher? No. What I want to say, this reminds me of something beautiful. Two things again. One is the innate goodness in people, our children's unconditional love. In spite of my flaws, I had plenty of flaws. I had plenty of weaknesses. In spite of my weaknesses, in spite of my flaws, my many of my children loved me. Most of them, there may be some who must have hated me. I won't doubt. But many of them even now remember me and come back to me, and such beautiful messages they will send early, right from morning. Somebody has started, the first message came to me, I was looking at that time, it was 1:05 early in the morning. So she went to bed after wishing me. So the lesson learned is not that I am an excellent teacher. The lesson learned is, as teachers, we are so blessed to have children. Even now, every generation, they are so unconditional in their love, provided we are loving and caring to them. That is the learning I have from this. Can you believe 3 years back, a child calls me up. He was my student in plus two, I think in 97 or 98. This child calls me out of the blue. I have never been in touch with him after he has left the school. And he calls me up and he says he's in Dubai. And we exchanged all this thing. And then he told me, I asked him about his family. He said he has 2 children. The second one is just born. Ma'am, can you suggest a name for my son? So I thought he is being very nice to me. I said, yeah, I will think about it, Rajesh, and I'll come back to you. And I put the phone down. After a week, this child calls me up again, ma'am, a gentle reminder. Could you think of a name for my son? So I told him, Rajesh, are you really serious? For our own grandchildren, I have 4 grandchildren. To my children, we had told when they asked us suggestions, both of us told, we have named our own children. To name your children is your prerogative. Don't include us in that. You select any name that is good for us. So I told Ajay, that is what I have done with my own children, and you are asking me, and your parents are there, your in-laws are there. Don't you think this, privilege should go to them? So his answer was, ma'am, I have changed at least 4 schools in my life. US was the 4th school. And I don't even remember the names of many of my teachers, forget about the name of my principal. You are one person whom I remember even now. So I told Ajay, but I used to be such a strict principal. I used to beat them up, shout at them, and all those things. So those days it was allowed. I'm feeling so bad for it now. That's another thing. So I told him, when he told me something, he said, ma'am, because we were so strict, we studied. We were not very much bothered what our parents told us at that point of time. We could always shout on our parents, and we could, overpower them with our, what do we say, our might. But because you were strict, we were scared of you. We did something right in our life, and see, we are reaping the benefits. So you have every right to name my child. So imagine, in this world, there is a child who has a name given by his father's principle. See, that is what love, unconditional love can do. Each one of us has so much of influence on our children. Another ex-student, when he had a son, he insisted that I should initiate his child into writing. So we have a system in Kerala that, on Vijayam Day, we normally initiate young children to writing. So he insisted, ma'am, I want you to initiate my child into writing. So imagine, so it is not only with your, qualifications and we every day we are impacting our children with our kind gestures, with our love, with our care, with our concern. And I pray each one of you open your heart, shower your children with love, care, and concern, with a lot of firmness. Thank you. Vijayam.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was, I don't have words to express what I received this morning. Yes, it was an inspirational session. You spoke from your heart and you spoke what we all want to be.
Yeah,
And I am blessed because I have a team with me that believes in what you just suggested. And that is why we are able to make some difference that we feel we are making to our children and to every stakeholder here.
absolutely.
I will
Thank you
stop.
so much.
I will
Yeah.
stop the recording now.